Good afternoon, everyone. This is Bill, the Title Pro Thompson, checking in from Alliance Property Transfer. Today's topic is wire fraud. Yes, I actually just went to a seminar a few weeks ago. It was intense, 2 hours of every example you can imagine under the sun. This is a big deal, everyone. You will get emails asking you to wire funds, whether it's to buy a home, sell a home, buy a car, anything and everything. You will get one of these one day, and it really will look super official. These criminals are getting very sophisticated. So sophisticated that years ago they used to tell us to hover over the email address when the email came in, and it would show you exactly where the email was coming from, even though it might say, for example, alliancepropertytransfer.com is what it shows on your email, but then you hovered over and it said some kind of weird combination of letters and numbers. Today's criminal is getting so sophisticated that even hovering over that email is going to show the same email address as potentially myself or someone else in the office. So, how do you prevent getting taken advantage of in mortgage fraud? Number one, if you get wiring instructions from anyone, mortgage company, realtor, title company, any third-party vendor, part of the transaction, in this case buying a home, you must pause, figure out the legitimacy of where it's coming from, if it looks real or not. So even if you get this information via email, you want to always take the time to contact the party who is sending this to you. Now, hint number 123 of the wire fraud scheme, don't call the number in the email. Take the time to Google the company that you're supposed to be working with and get their office phone number. If you're having trouble with Googling it, contact your realtor, your mortgage professional, someone who has dealt with this title agency or third party in the past, and verify the phone numbers that they have on record. Call the company that you're looking for, and with the sense of urgency today with wire fraud and the scare tactics that we get industry-wide, any title agent that you call to verify wiring instructions will be happy to do so. That's the greatest call that I get, is when someone reaches out to me and says, hey, I just want to make sure these instructions that I got are correct. Because at that point I know they are listening, I know they're taking our advice, and I know that they're being safe with sending money. You do not want to end up like one of those stories that we see on the 7 o'clock news or the internet about how this couple wired funds to what they thought was the title company, and that money has now been sent all over the world. There's no way to recover it. They used to tell us that we had up to 36 hours to recover funds once we know that there's been a compromise. That window is getting so short now that the FBI is reporting it could be gone and unrecoverable within 2 hours. So if you literally are sending wires to anybody, make sure you call to verify. Just to give you a staggering statistic right now, as of 2016 to the summer of 2019, there's been over $26 billion in funds that have been diverted across the world that were supposed to be used to purchase a home. So it's very, very important that if you are going to wire, to make sure you take those valuable steps of pause, identify where the wiring instructions came from, call the company that you believe is to be receiving the wire, verify the instructions, make sure they are accurate, and go from there. One other scary statement that came up in this latest seminar that I was at, and I had no idea, and I've been in the industry for almost 20 years at this point. There is no requirement for the banks to verify the account holder's name on the wire. So what the heck does that mean? Well, very simple. If I were to set up an account, Bill Thompson wire fraud account, and I sent you a payoff, or if I sent you a payoff, say to Wells Fargo, Bank of America, whatever it says on there, if you send to that account number, it's going to go to that account number. The banks do not have to look at the payee. So even though it says Wells Fargo or Bank of America on that wire, it can actually be deposited right into Bill's wire fraud account. There's no verification needed. All they need to do is match up the account number. So that's pretty scary when you think about it. You could have instructions that say Alliance Property Transfer on it and be one digit off with the account number, and it's going somewhere else to somebody else's account. So again, be very careful. Take the time to verify. As a title agent myself, we accept cashier's checks all the time just to avoid this potential disaster with wires. There are certain scenarios where we may ask for a wire to be sent, but generally speaking, a cashier's check is probably the safest thing for you and for us to handle, because there's less opportunity for deception and fraud. I know that's a lot to take in today, but I hope that information is very useful to you, and I hope to see you at the next settlement very shortly. Again, it's Bill the Title Pro Thompson checking in from Alliance Property Transfer. Have a great day.